Hello, fellow paper pilots. Welcome to the Flight Master. I'm Zach, and in this video, today I'll be teaching you how to fold Condor. This paper airplane is a great glider that is both really good and really easy to adjust. This thing can fly quite well, especially if you throw it really high and into the wind. If it catches the wind, it can probably even go out of sight. So, let's see it in action. All you're going to need to fold Condor is a single 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. The paper I'm using will be linked down in the description if you want to buy it. It's Astro Bright's orange paper, and it's thicker and also has some cool colors. So, let's start by folding this corner diagonally to line up with this side. Next, unfold this corner and fold this corner to this edge. Now unfold it. You see we have some X shape. Now turn the paper over so these valley creases now become mountain creases. Next, find the middle of the X and fold it down on this point. Basically, you split the X in half like this. Make sure the sides of the X align so it'll be easier to perform the next trick. Now unfold it and flip the paper over. Now, if you did this right, we're going to be doing the water bomb base. Press down on this center. Now the paper pops up. Get these two and then push them like this till it gets, and then flatten this down to get your water bomb base. After this, fold the top edge down here. As you can see, there's these two flaps inside. You can use them for like referencing where the middle is. Now I'll show you right here. And crease it tightly. Now you see it's in the middle. If it is in the middle for you, then good. If it's not, adjust it a little because it's important that this is in the middle for a later fold. Now unfold this and unfold the entire plane. Now this is going to be the hardest step of the video. If you know how to do a sync fold, you can just basically, you have to sync fold this here. But if you don't, like me, I'm going to show you an easy trick that I learned how to do a sync fold. Now once you open the paper up, get this crease over here and pull it down like this. Now flip the paper over, get this part, and now fold this on this crease so this edge lands on this edge. Now once it's like this, get this crease into here, fold it like this. Now you've synced one side, now you have to do the other. Get this center crease, pull it to this side, and then get over here, there is a crease, you can't really see it well. But then there is a crease just like the other side. Do the same thing like this. And then on this crease, push it down like this. Next, get this squeeze, this squeeze over here actually. If you need to, you might want to straighten this out so it will be curved. We're gonna deal with this part later. Get this part and then bring it down. Now press the entire thing down like this. Then fold on the last squeeze over here, fold it down, and then you're completed. You might want to pause and then rewatch this step, but if you know how to do a sync fold, it's likely easy, but I don't, so there's another way. Now, get these flaps over here, fold the crease that goes from here to the center, like this. And do the same on the other side. Now flip the plane over. Now you see that there is this pocket over here. We're going to be inserting these flaps into this pocket. Now, first, fold these flaps like this alongside the pocket. Now, open the pocket up, insert this flap in, and close it. And do that same thing for the other flap. It's a little tricky, but once you get it in there, you're done. Now, next step is the real secret to how this plane flies really well. This is a LaFosse nose lock designed by Michael LaFosse, legendary origami designer. So, you have to make a crease from here to like around an inch above the center line. Or you don't really need to be that accurate, but here's the thing: the thicker the fuselage, the more likely it flies straight. But then you can a little experiment with this. It's easy to just eyeball it and go like somewhere around here, like here around this point. You can see this crease here. And then also do it on the other side. Make sure it lines up. And then flatten the paper like this after you're making sure. And then, this is going to be a little tricky, fold the paper in half while this thing like collapses inwards. And then seal it tightly and then carefully as precisely align these two to prevent asymmetry. And then once you're doing this, press down on the entire plane and the center line is complete. You might want to make a little more adjustments, so just repeat. You might want to repeat this until you get a good alignment. Now, we're going to be folding the wings. Now, you see this part, that part is going to be the height at where the wings are. Now, if you fold the wings on like a little bit higher than this part, to prevent it from ripping. A lot of planes using the LaFosse lock are gonna be like doing this kind of thing. And then flatten it. And then do the same on the other side. Make sure you align the wings because we don't want asymmetry in paper airplanes. Done. And then carefully make winglets. The winglets are supposed to be around the same height as the fuselage, but maybe you can experiment with these as you wish. They should be around the height of the fuselage. A little lower is fine, I believe. So depending on how you make the Lafosse look, you might be able to use that as a guide in making these winglets. It will change the way your winglets look, pretty much. Now once you make sure the winglets are the same, really carefully unfold these winglets, unfold the wings, and you are done. This is the final result. Now, this time I'm having a thick fuselage. The thicker the fuselage, I've noticed that it's easier to throw because you have more of a gripping area and you can throw it harder. But then the less wing area. So maybe experiment with this nose lock and how much you want to go in the fuselage. If I open this up, the closer, like for example, if we move this from here to here instead, the fuselage would be shorter. So, and then it would like fly differently. So you're done, but then first we want to make some adjustments. Because it's locked, we should probably push down the wings a little, but don't make them like completely flat. Unless you're using a thin paper, don't make them like flat like this. You want them to be a little angled upwards. Make the winglets like straight up 90-degree angles. And then if it's diving, bend up these wingtips if you want it to climb. Bend down if it's climbing and stalling. And lastly, you should be able to, the throwing tip is like you just throw it up like as hard as you can. This plane is like really good for using with like brute force throws, like a lot of the world record darts or the old world record gliders before Takua Toda. And so this is finished. Thanks for watching. Good luck flying.